Alrighty guys, I think it's probably time that you guys stop sleeping on the M16 and the AUG because they are basically the same weapon, and eventually we're going to be taking a look at a video that does compare them two side by side to determine which is the favorite overall. But as of my most recent testing, the M16 is seeming to be my personal favorite. That doesn't mean it's statistically better, it's just working out a little bit better for me. But today we are of course talking about our best M16 class setup again. People still aren't taking this thing seriously. Like, this thing can be your long range assault rifle, your long range sniper, your counter sniper, your SMG, your shotgun. If you are kitting this out correctly, you just run around, you absolutely beam people. It's so super fun. Just before we do get into our best M16 class setup here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. All the support from you guys recently has been absolutely fantastic. I think we've gone up maybe like 40, 50 subscribers in the last couple of days, which is absolutely insane. So thank you all for doing that for me. We're looking for 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and there's only about a month to go, so if we can push that last little bit of 600 subscribers, that would be pretty unbelievable. So let's just jump straight into our class setup here. So of course, as we normally do, we skip over our M16 attachments for the time being, but the timestamps will be down on the loading bar of the video and in the description. If you do want to just go skip to that, you feel free. Of course, we are starting with that pistol attachments here. Of course, we're looking at our Akimbo M19s. Basically, the 1911 is an absolute banger in this game. It's still hard for me to tell which of the Akimbo pistols is the best option, but we're going with this for the time being. Starting with that agency suppressor for that muzzle flash concealment and that little bit of extra recoil control. I mean, we just run around everywhere silently and blast people away with our pistols, which is super fun. Then, of course, we move to that task force barrel for that 12% increase to our damage, our effective range increase of 40%, and 120% increase to our bullet velocity. This is, of course, super nice to start with here. Then, of course, for that hip fire accuracy, we want that 5mm laser. We don't worry about the aim down sight loss that we get from this particular attachment because 35% increase to our hip fire accuracy is a super nice bonus for running around with these hip fire pistols. And of course, look at this lovely camo. Just the cherry blossom camo looks super nice on these. Then, of course, that Salvo 14 round fast mag, of course, for that maximum magazine ammo capacity, and of course, the fastest reload time available. And then you don't have to worry about the aim down sight losses again from this particular attachment. And then lastly, of course, that dual wield attachment. I mean, in the stock slot, only option you can go with carrying two of these pistols is basically like carrying around a shotgun, which, as I mentioned, the M16 does act a little bit of a shotgun at very close range. But if you're sort of further away than that, I mean, this can do your job as well. Or you just want to feel like you're going into a close quarters area, you want something super strong like these. And of course, for our tactical, we always run the stim shot because getting that extra chance per life is very powerful in this game. Then in the lethal slot, you can pretty much choose whatever you do prefer here. Frag, C4, Semtex, Molotov, Tomahawk. You can pretty much choose whatever you like here. I'm going with the Semtex. Then in the field upgrade slot, I don't understand how people still aren't running the field microphone. Like, of course, jammers, gas mines, SAM turrets. These are all good options, but I mean, like, you get a mini advanced UAV with this particular option. I mean, what more could you want from that? In the wildcard slot, of course, perk greed is our favorite option at the moment. I feel like this is a better pick than going for 8 attachments. I mean, you can, of course, choose like gunfighter and choose 8 attachments for your primary, but I feel like that's a little bit overkill, and we do absolutely beam people with the attachments that we've chosen without having 8 attachments. As for our perks here, we have 6 of them. As I said, flak jacket is a basically mandatory option at the moment, not dying to those explosives. It's pretty overpowered right now. Of course, forward intel as well, being able to see where enemies are respawning on your minimap is super powerful as well. In the perk 2 slot, we're going for Gearhead for getting extra field microphones throughout the game, and then of course Scavenger for getting that extra ammunition off fallen players. And then in the perk 3 slot, we're going for Ghost and Ninja, of course, for staying off of those UAVs and moving around the map silently. Now, as for our M16 attachments, there's a lot of wiggle room here. You can pretty much choose whatever you do prefer, but these are the attachments that we're going with, and they've been working really well for me. Starting off with the optic of choice, I mean, the iron sights in this particular weapon are fine, but I feel like the millstop reflex is a fantastic option if you are looking for just a very clear sight picture and being able to hit people at those medium distances very easily. If you're looking to fight at a little bit of longer distance in combat, the SUSAT multi-zoom also gives you like 2 to 4 times zoom, which gives you the easiest option to sort of kill people from fairly far away. Then something like the barrel as well for that 20.5 inch match grade barrel for that 100% increase to our effective damage range, which is absolutely ridiculous. I think that increases our one-shot kill distance to about 30 to 40 meters, which is absolutely ridiculous. Which, I mean, you can't really argue with that. Getting a one burst kill at that sort of distance is absolutely insane. Of course, the field agent foregrip as well for that 10% increase to our vertical recoil control, which is not too significant with this weapon, but the 40% increase to our horizontal recoil control is, of course, very significant here. It means we are very accurate. The bullets do not really shift side to side, so that is super powerful for a weapon like this, where hitting every bullet actually does matter. In the handle slot, we're going with a serpent wrap for that 25% increase to our aim down sight speed. We could look at the airborne elastic wrap, but we don't have that unlocked yet, so it is a fairly late unlock for this particular weapon, but I mean, it's absolutely worth it for that 30% increase to our aim down sight speed, flinch resistance, of course, and then aim while going prone as well. So Choose either of these two when you do unlock either of them. And in the stock slot, we're going with the buffer tube at the moment for that 30% increase to our sprint to fire speed, but I believe the Raider pad is also a fantastic option as well. 30% increase to our sprint to fire time, and of course the aim down sight movement speed is of course very, very powerful as well. So we're just going to jump into some gameplay here. You'll have to forgive me, I haven't played Call of Duty for about 4 days. I've been sick over the weekend. I mean, I seem to get always sick on the weekend, which is super, super annoying, but I mean, it is what it is. So I haven't played Call of Duty for a while, so if the gameplay sucks, that's why. So this could probably be the worst Call of Duty on this channel that you're about to see. I haven't played the game for about 3 days because I've been sick over the weekend, so I mean, this could go terribly, or it could go fine. Like, not really sure what to expect here, but I mean, this is a very, very exciting time for Call of Duty, of course. We are very, very close. I forgot I had this reticle on. I forgot I had this reticle. I mean, it's actually not terrible, but I mean, it's not the best for most situations. Like, you are going to struggle slightly if you are using this over something like just a regular red dot. But I mean, it is what it is. It's pretty fun. Anyway, it is a very, very exciting time to be a Call of Duty fan, as I said. I mean, the whole crossover with Warzone is, of course, coming very, very soon, which is super exciting. You know what else is super exciting? Getting one bursts and then just like beaming people. It's so, so fun. Like, look at this. Like, you just walk up on someone, go, and they die. Oh no. This is fun. So essentially all we are looking for here is these one burst kills, and that is very, very easy to do with this particular weapon, with these attachments that we've got going on at the moment, especially these larger barrel options, because mostly you can just go, and somebody will die. And that's all it is, really. That's all we're after. Oh, boy. No, we're okay. I mean, look at this. Look, you just get those burst kills, and you're like, well, is this the best gun in the game? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like, there's not really an awful lot that can compete with a time to kill of 150 milliseconds in a game where every other gun has, like, a time to kill of, like, 300 milliseconds. Like, it's... And even... Oh... Oh, amazing. It even works pretty well as a shotgun, as you saw there. Like, it's just, like, the ultimate weapon in this game. Like, it pretty much does whatever job you want it to do. Anyway, back to the whole, like, big time in Call of Duty thing. Of course, Season 1 did actually get delayed. I haven't covered that in the video yet, but it did get delayed until the 16th. I'm not really sure why. I mean, it doesn't really matter why. All it needs to know is that it did get delayed, of course, which, I mean, that sucks, but, I mean, it is what it is for the most part. You can't really complain too much. There is still a bit of a pandemic going on and stuff like that, so I'll forgive them this time. It's okay. But I mean, there's so much content coming in these like new patches. I mean, we're also expecting... What are we expecting? We're expecting like Raid to return, which is a very, very good map from previous Call of Duty games we haven't seen for... Oh god, we haven't seen that for a while. So if anybody does... Oh, he pulled up a shotgun. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, we haven't seen Raid for a while, so that's very, very exciting. There's also, I think, new gunfight maps. I think gunfight's coming back to the game. There's also new... there's new Warzone maps coming. Of course, all the Black Ops Cold War weapons are going into Warzone as well. So there's going to be about 30 new guns for Warzone, which is cool. We might check out Warzone as well once the new content does drop. There's a new Warzone map, if I didn't mention that already, which is, of course, very, very exciting. I mean, most of the problem with Warzone for me is like that the map's been the same for about like 2.5 years. That's that. No? Well, alright. The map's been that same for like ages, so not super exciting for me personally, but... And that should be pretty good when that does drop. We're going to jump out here. Oh boy. The M16 does struggle. Like, you do see that it does struggle if you aren't hitting your shots like that, but I mean, that's not the gun's fault really, that's my fault. But I mean, there's just a lot of content coming and it's very, very exciting. That's probably why they pushed it back, just simply because there's too much stuff. Like, people really are not prepared for how much stuff there's going to be in the game very, very soon, which is fantastic. Like, oh. Up the stairs he went. That's fine. Get back on the hard point and wait for somebody to walk into our... For real? Yeah, no. I was not letting you get away with a repeat there, my dude. Yeah, nah. War Machine's pretty good too. There's also new kill streaks coming in Season 1, which is insane. There's a new Battle Pass, of course, which... I mean... you can make your own. You can make your own claims about whether that's a good thing or not. Like, I really like the content that they bring to these games, like all the weapons and stuff like that they're adding. I believe they're adding like 2 or 3 new weapons as well. I think we're getting the striker, we're getting a new assault rifle, I believe, as well, which is super exciting. I mean, it's a good time to be a Call of Duty fan. It's a very, very good time. But of course, we do have to wait a little bit longer. And I think I will be making a video, like a separate video covering all the content that is coming. Because, I mean, just me randomly reading a list of stuff that I think is coming, or think that I remember reading off a list that's coming, is not as good as, like, confirmed facts that I can read. But definitely Raid. Definitely Raid is 100% coming, which they did confirm, which is super, super exciting. Time to go. No. Bad timing again. Check the field microphone down here and just sort of wait for people to come to us is our best option at the moment. And by that I mean jump out of the window immediately and just die. I make bad decisions. I really should listen to myself. Like, if I had just done what I said I was going to do, I wouldn't have died there. But I mean, it is what it is. That's how it goes a lot of the time. You don't listen to your own advice and then you die. That's how it goes. Of course they snuck up behind us. Of course you can see... Oh boy, that's bad timing again. Of course you can see I'm a little bit rusty, but it's not too bad. That's... Did I get the armor off? Yep, I did lose it. That's good. I liked that happened. He's upstairs. Jesus. Chill. I like that you can destroy sentries and stuff in this game with like one explosive. That feels pretty good. Like in other games it takes like a couple of explosives and some gunshots, but in this game it just dies immediately, which is great. We should have known he was sneaking up behind us. So yeah, we're a bit rusty, but not too bad. Not too bad. And all I mean, you just get that burst kill and you're like... I mean, it doesn't matter if you're rusty, like... People are gonna die anyways, so... I mean, look at that. That is ridiculous. That is the dumbest thing in this game. No. God. No. Stop. Leave me alone. Stop bullying me. No bully. Oh boy, that was ugly. Hey, that was the guy. That was the guy's head there. See ya. Oh, rip that guy. No, we got war machined. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway, guys, I think we have suffered enough here through this ridiculously poor gameplay. I mean, it'll get better as the week goes on and we talk about more content that's coming and stuff like that. There's going to be lots of content coming up, and we'll have our final thoughts on the M16 in just a second here. I'm actually guessing when the Season 1 update does drop for this particular game, I'm guessing they'll probably introduce a bunch of weapon changes and stuff like that. And I have to imagine that the M16 is going to be on the list because it is still super strong. Like, just that time to kill that you do get of 150-ish milliseconds if you are getting those one burst kills is absolutely ridiculous compared to literally every other single weapon in the game. And it's just too much. It's too strong. So... in the meantime, until the 16th or the 17th, depending on where you live, make sure you are using the M16 because it might be absolutely dumpster tier when they do release this update. So use it while you still can. It's an awful lot of fun to use right now, as well as this pistol class setup as well. If you haven't seen the video that we did on that, make sure you do go check it out. But I mean, the M16 still slept on. Super powerful weapon in this game. One of the best for sure. Probably the most broken thing in the game at the moment, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate you checking out this video for sure. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on if you have not already done so. I do very much appreciate it, and it does very much help me out. And of course, I will see you in the next video. Bye!